Don't be clever, be Bob. All right, so I want to be careful telling this story because it's said with great admiration, and I saw the growth of an individual. Frankly, it's been unprecedented in my life. So my dear friend, Ralph Watkins, who got me in the mortgage business, he was working for one company, I was working for another. And I'd do anything for Ralph. Well, he got me in the business, so I'm just forever grateful of the impact he's had on me, on my life, and now tens of thousands of loan officers across the nation, all because he got me in the mortgage business. Calls me up one day. He said, "Carl, I need a favor." Ralph, dude, whatever, you already know the answer is yes. What did I just say yes to? He said, "I want you to hire somebody." I said, "Okay. What position is this person?" He said, he wants to be a loan officer. I said, "All right. Ralph, why aren't you hiring him?" He said, "Because I think this guy has a zero chance of success." Awesome. Why am I hiring him? He said, "Because I owe him a favor and you owe me one, and I'm calling it now." All right. Send him over. He said, I already sent him over. He left here 5 minutes ago. He'll be at your office in about 5-10 minutes. Sure as world, about 5-10 minutes later, Bob shows up. And so Bob was a tree trimmer. That's what he was doing before. Like, he'd cut down trees and climb trees and cut branches off. Very dangerous work, very hard work. And sometimes, I mean, they get injured like a lot doing it because they'll cut a limb and it'll kick up and like hit them in the face. And Bob, and I'm not making fun of this, right? He was a very hard worker, but a couple limbs had hit him in the face, and he was missing a couple teeth and had a couple scars on his face, and frankly looked like he'd had a hard life. And yeah, and I agree with Ralph. I didn't think there was very much chance that he was going to have success with it, but I thought, you know what? I'll give him a shot because I owe it to Ralph. Well, at the time I was doing call capture. So if you're not familiar with what call capture is where you have these talking house signs. So it's a 1-800 number, and you hang it on realtors, listings. You hang it on listings. And when somebody calls to hear the talking house or the information through caller ID, the system texts your cell phone, "Hey, this person just listened to that sign, and it's a good idea to give them a call and look to see if they're, buying a house. Maybe you can be the lender." Very successful for me. So when Bob showed up at my office, I thought, that's exactly what I'm going to have him work on. And I thought what's going to happen, I'm going to give him 50 of those signs to hang out. They cost me like $10 a piece. And I said, "Bob, I want you to find 10 realtors. I want you to hang 5 signs, for each realtor. I want you to have 5 of their listings. So each agent needs to have at least 5 listings, 10 realtors, and hang these 50 signs. And once you do that, let me know." Honest to gosh, I thought when I gave him that task, I thought I'd never hear from him again. I thought, hey, I'll have $500 in the sign. I've repaid my favor to Ralph, and I gave him a shot, but there's zero chance he's going to be able to get 10 realtors to let him put up his talking house signs. It takes a little bit of a salesmanship to get the agents to hang these talking house signs, because instead of that lead coming directly to them, now that lead, or some of them, are coming to the loan officer, and it's an advantage for them, but it takes a little talking them into it. Well, about 2 days later, Bob shows up back at my office, and I thought, okay, he's come to bring me my signs back and thank me for the opportunity. But that's not what happened. What happened was he walked in the office. He said, "Okay, I did it." And I said, my first thought was, "Bob, dude, you have to ask for their permission, right? You can't just go hang signs on realtors." He goes, "No, I did that." I said, "You got 10 realtors and hung 5 signs on each of them?" He said, "Well, I think it was like 8 and 6 or something like that. But yeah, it was pretty much that's what he did." I said, "No kidding? Well, dude, let's log on to the computer and see if you got any leads." Because I hadn't even set it up to forward to a cell phone because I didn't think it was going to work, right? I didn't think it's going to hang the signs. Well, sure as the world, we get we log on to the computer, and Bob's got leads. It's like, holy cow, Bob, you got some calls. So I said, "Hey, man," so I gave him the script, and call those people up. "Are you looking to buy a house?" Now, Bob wasn't even licensed yet, right? We didn't get that far because I didn't think it was going to go that far. And so I said, "Well, you can't take an application on them. So talk to them, see if they want to do an application with us. And when they do, just yell out to me, transfer it to me, and I'll take the application and help structure the loan." He said, "Okay, I got it." So he goes back there and he starts calling, and I'm doing something else. And like 10 minutes later, He said, I hear this, got one. It's like, got what, Bob? He said, I got somebody wanting to do an application. You go, Bob, transfer over. I'm starting to take the application on that when I'm about halfway through it, and I hear Bob over there, got another one. Bob, slow down a little bit, man. I'm one dude. I can only take so many apps at a time. So it ended up working really, really well for Bob, and Bob ended up making a lot of money as a loan officer. And I thought about that over the years, and I think the reason Bob did so well, and I don't mean to be this mean or anything, because I had huge respect for the guy, is he didn't know enough to change the script. In other words, he didn't know enough that, hey, I've got a better way, I'm going to do this. He did exactly what I told him to do, and he used the exact script that I showed him that made me millions of dollars doing that exact same activity. It's like he wasn't bright enough to come up with a different way to do it. He just followed the plan. Bob ended up making a lot of money, and I learned something that process. Number one, I learned a very humbling lesson on judging people. So I'm not proud of saying that, but I did. And the other thing I learned, don't be clever, be Bob. Just follow the plan. When I find somebody that's getting better results than I am, don't overthink it. Well, how can I change the way they're doing it successfully? Just follow the plan. So like with our daily success plan, just follow the plan. It's worked for thousands and thousands of loan officers across the nation, have epic results. Don't be clever, be Bob. Don't be clever, be Bob. Just follow the plan.